Welcome back to the MMA Plug, presented to you by the Fan Cave on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. I'm your host, Jordan Kurtz. You can give me a follow along online at Comments from the Peanut Gallery. Going to do a quick little local MMA rundown, just giving you some updates on some of the events to put on your schedule or to keep an eye out for here in Colorado that are coming up. Again, these are going to be some shows over the course of about the next month, so you could put those on your calendar, start figuring out your arrangements, figure out who's some fighters on the card that you can purchase tickets from. For any of these local shows or these shows that are going down in the local area, guys, if you're interested in going to the fights, and especially if this is your first time maybe wanting to go to a show, try to get your tickets through the fighters. That's a big part of how they get paid for these fights is commission off of ticket sales rather than just getting them at the door or purchasing them online and not selecting a fighter. Even if you just choose to buy them online and you don't know anyone from the card, you just want to go watch it, choose somebody. Just pick a fighter. It's going to benefit someone in that respect because, like I say, this is something that they get ticket commission off of. And in terms of their potential growth, that's a big part of how they're able to then leverage and pitch themselves for bigger opportunities later on down the way. If they can say, you know what, these are what my ticket sales are, this is how many eyes I'm able to bring in, so on and so forth, that's huge for them in terms of their career and their growth. This weekend, down in Alamosa at the Adams State University campus, you have the High Altitude Face-Off 12 coming from Nemesis Promotions. So if you're in that southern Colorado area, I know it's a pretty big drive for a lot of us that might be up here along the Front Range, but for all of our southern Colorado listeners, give them a look. Go out there and check out some of the fights. I know that Gentry from Says MMA in Colorado Springs is scheduled to be down there on the card. He's always a gamer and a kid who's trained for a long time and has a deep skill set. So be on the lookout for him down there. In the month of October, we have fights almost every weekend here in some capacity in Colorado. We have Colorado Combat Club 20, which will be happening on Friday the 13th. That's going to be at the Brighton in the Rhino District downtown. We have the Super Jew Micah Haas taking on the Moisturizer Oscar Herrera in the main event. In the co-main event, we have another pro fight between Alex, the Puerto Rican Demon Rego, and we have Jay Ponder. That's going to be a fireworks matchup in the flyweight division. A couple of long, lanky guys who are promising to go out there and put on a spectacle for the fans. So I'm excited to see what they have to offer. We have a title fight that's going to be happening on the card, and a ton of local fighters who are looking to cut their teeth and make their mark as they forge their career into the MMA realm. So make sure that you check us out at Colorado Combat Club. Look up any of these fighters, hit them up for tickets there. The week following that is a private show, but there is going to be a slate of fights for a lot of our locals to continue to get their experience, and that's with the Mile High 5 Foundation. That is the MMA Hem card. That's headed by our man Ron Kruk. That's Ron's foundation. For those who are longtime listeners of the MMA Plug, Ron Kruk is one of our original hosts and our original members here. So anything that Ron does, we always follow tightly and are always nothing but supportive of. We have a couple of fighters from our gym, from Factory X, that'll be on that card. We have Alex Sapadaka that'll be on there for sure. I know that. I believe Kurt Smith is also going to be on that card. Aaron Verral, one of our brass at Colorado Combat Club, he has been assisting in the matchmaking for that as well. So it's nice that all of our community is continuing to work together there. And then closing out the month on Halloween weekend, October 27th, that Friday night, we have LFA 170 happening in Vail up at the Dobson Arena. That's the highest fights that are held in the United States up there. I mean, you're talking well over 8,000 feet in altitude. In the main event, you have Harris Tulunzik, who has been here in the studio with us talking before. That's that's going to be a showcase, obviously, with somebody like him in the main event in the welterweight ranks. There, he is taking on Daniel Fronza. You have Hayward Charles, who has competed for years across multiple different disciplines in combat sports in that co-main event slot. That's another welterweight fight there. I believe AJ Robb is going to be on the card. He just competed on that last King of Sparta show. AJ's a guy who, at his career right now, he's 6-2. He's looking to continue to get a couple more of those fights that put a stamp on himself to say like, hey, you know what? I can make a run at this, or big show. What can I do here? I think that him fighting now back on an LFA card, following some local level shows, is a good opportunity for him to try to forge himself there. And we have another couple of close friends from the program to just the fight community on that LFA card. We have Brittany Camosi going to be taking on Alondra Rosales. Brittany is she's a part of that Camosi clan, just some of the long-standing figures in the Colorado fight game. You have Hondo Gutierrez out of Albuquerque going to be taking on Carlos Rivera. This was a matchup that was originally slated to happen a few weeks ago on a Colorado Combat Club card. Carlos got hurt. Looks like they've been able to put this back together as it's on the LFA schedule here. We also have a Colorado Combat Club champion in Keenan Davis taking on Walter Saragosa. Saragosa is a young kid with a lot of talent, competes actively on the submission grappling scene coming out of DCO MMA. Keenan Davis, son of Vinny Lopez, one of the young, bright, rising prospects coming out of Elevation Fight Team. They're both going to be making Keenan's making his pro debut. Walter is going to be making his second walk as a professional on that card.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by
Fan Cave
on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.